Moon gang. Moon gang. Moon gang. Moon gang. What's going on, folks? I feel a little bit left out of the loop today because I don't have my soap on me, and yet we're in a bit of a bloodbath. So feeling a little bit left out, like I said, but whatever. It looks like as we're starting up for Power Hour today, some buyers are stepping in. The old turkey shakeout situation, trying to get people shaken out right before they sit down for a feast, but I don't think there's too many apes that are getting scared about this. It feels like the weak hands, they're going on early vacay. They're going on early position vacay. Right here, I don't know. It looks like literally as we're getting rocking that the shorts, they might think that they have a little bit of power, but in reality, we've seen this before, and it seems like a game of psychology. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think some people are getting in at a really nice cheap price right now. Really nice cheap price. Hey, first time donating to anyone ever. I love what you do. Wanted to ask, if you are trading resistance at support lines, how far would you let it drop past the support line before cutting your losses? Most of the time when I have a support line, if it goes like, I wouldn't say like a cent, but if it breaks below it, that's a break. So sometimes I actually have my lines like right below the previous low. So then I know if it crosses it, okay, I cut immediately. There's a little bit of nuance to that. Like I can't say like, oh, you have to go 0.2%, and if it's past it, it's like donezo. Sometimes there are little shakeouts like that. But that's something that you're going to develop for yourself of, okay, like, are you going to be like right there, like the second it's below, you're out? Do you want the bar to close below it? Do you want a certain volume trade to below it? I think there's different trading methodologies, but that's a really, really good question. I wish I could give you like some stats and facts of like the perfect way to play it, but I don't think those really exist. There's different methodologies for different account sizes, different trading timeframes. Down 40K today on Tesla. Worst single day since 2008. I'm the worst Tesla trader on this side of, well, everywhere. So you're always better than me. Miles away. I'm so sorry you're going through that. But hey, I'm there with you. I have myself lost a considerable amount of money on Tesla in the past. I know what you're going through. Sometimes guys like this, that's the perfect, like, you don't want to chase it. Don't get into the position where you're quickly trying to chase it. Take an early vacation, take tomorrow off, Thursday's already off, take Friday off, go into the weekend, spend it with the time with your friends, family, come back on Monday, do not chase. Act as if the trade hasn't happened, make a good, consistent trade, get back on that horse. That's the thing I find to be best. I think a lot of us in here right now are down today. I mean, like if you're in crypto's looking good. I mean, Loopring's having a great day, smacked at 350. I think this is on the way back to 4, but a lot of equities are in the red. So, hey, we're here, and I think we're all just, we're feeling a bit of pain. We're feeling a bit of pain right now, but that's okay. Matt, go to Fox. It starts at 3:45. We will be watching the Mark Cohodes interview, without a doubt. Watch TV. I'll get it up just to get ready, but it's at 3:45, so we have about 40 minutes. And I'll have this up and paying attention to it. But yes, 3:45 ET is when it's on. Please, someone in the chat, let me know if I'm getting that incorrect. But everything I read was around 3:45. So kind of at the end of Power Hour. Did you get your haircut? Yes, I appreciate you noticing. I don't have my own personal pomade in it, so that's maybe why it looks a little bit different. But we cleaned up the sides, we cleaned up the back. Feel free to rate it if you want, if we want to like objectify my barber and my haircut. But yeah, a lot of you might be thinking, wow, Matt, that's a very dapper action of yourself to want to get your haircut before you're going to your Thanksgiving, your completely real girlfriend's Thanksgiving. But in reality, it's not for that at all. I don't get my hair cut for Thanksgivings. I have that wedding this weekend. And this is where it leads me into a story of what happened in the life of Matt. The fact that if we ignore the market right here, folks, let's let it do its thing. It's starting to bounce back. I don't want to like risk anything. Don't give it bad juju. So let me share this story with you. Let's pretend that the market's not going right now. Let me do its own thing. So I got my haircut, and as I've already articulated, I have a wedding to go to. I have my family's Thanksgiving tomorrow, my completely real girlfriend's Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then early Friday morning, I have to get my butt on a plane heading down to the Lone Star State for one of my best friend's wedding. I'm in this wedding. It's going to be fun. And with that, when you're in a wedding or going to a wedding, most of the time you wear a suit. I will be wearing a suit, and this is a fitted suit. And there's some interesting things going on with said fitted suit. Folks. It's not a joke anymore when you call me thick Kohrs. I mean, let's take a look. Can you guys see this? Can you see these ham hocks, these thighs? You see these? You guys see these in the mirror? Like that's some girth to it, folks. These are some serious ham hocks of thighs. That's the left view right there. These are not skinny jeans. A lot of people accuse me of trying to be in my girlfriend's like jeans. I don't. These are normal, I don't know, like Lucky Brand or something. I just have big thighs. I'm thick. So anyway, this is very honest. This has happened just recently, like a couple hours ago. I tried on the suit, and I had to go to the haberdasher, if you will, to fix it, because the pants are they're tight. And I tried it on, and I didn't even say anything. I just called him up, and I was like, "Hi, Mr. Haberdasher. I need to get a suit fixed." He's like, "Okay, cool, come in." So I come in, I put on all this stuff, and this guy... This is like completely true. I walk into the suit tailor guy. I try it on. I come out. He looks at me. He looks at assistant haberdasher. He looks at me. He says, "Wow, you got some thick thighs." And I was like, "Brother, if only you knew how funny this would be if I were streaming it." Not in on the joke at all. But the teller was like, "Oh, you have some thick thighs." And I was like, this is the funniest thing that could have possibly happened today. It was, I was like, if only you knew. If only you knew. But he was so cool. He was so cool about it. I've never been really in conversation with a haberdasher before, and it was really fun. So anyway, the suit is getting squared away. We are going to look tip top dapper, and I will give all of you by request thigh update pictures. That's all it is. A lot of people, I know a lot of you come here. I would say 10% of you come here for stock education. 10% of you come here for relationship advice. And I am well aware that the leftover 80% of you come here for fashion that is like centered around thick thighs, like thick thigh based fashion, like kind of like a regular guy. Like, I get it, folks. I'm the kind of guy who's I'm an approachable 6. Like in the classic rating scale, I'm the person who it's super easy to forget, but like not like overbearing, like a guy or girl see me in the bar. Like I get it. I'm an approachable 6. And so that's where I fit well into like the everyday campaign of fashion. But then when the approachable 6 goes down to like kind of a scared away 6 when you see these like I said, ham hocks of thighs. Like these, they've scared some bouncers, trust me. I mean, how many of you like got a little bit worried when I was just sitting on the chair? It's like a daunting thing. Suit, pole suit on Monday. So I'm just trying to spread a little bit of awareness of like thick thigh fashion matters too. Okay. I see a lot of the fashion industry. It's going for all these skinny thighs and people who have, what is it like called thigh gaps and all that. Hey, I think we need to produce our own anti skinny thigh fashion movement. That's just my thoughts on everything. So I'm just trying to speak to the 80% of you who come here for my fashion advice. Anyway, before we actually get into important stuff about the stock market, hang on, where are we on this Fox interview? Someone brought up to me that they're like, hey, saw this on your TikTok. And I was like, I have a TikTok? And then I forgot that I did make a TikTok. And I want to share my one TikTok video with you. Let's let this thing rip.
Oh boy, do I have a fun one for you today. Snowflake just IPO'd and it ended up being the largest software IPO like ever. There's a huge amount of interest and volatility in the stock, which means that there's ample opportunity for you to make some money. What is going on, Moon Gang? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Matt, and in this video, I will be explaining what Snowflake does as a company. I will be diving into the details of their IPO, and I will also be sharing my personal opinions on the future of Snowflake.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
What a time. What a time. Back in the Snowflake IPO, this was months ago. Wasn't there a date on this?
Oh boy, do I have a fun one for you.
How do I pause this? Where's the date? September 16th, 2020. Like ever. Oh man. Couple things I want to get out right here. Yes, this is the exact same part of the basement I use where the mods currently sleep. This is, at first I lived in the cell, like when I was like a basement dwelling creature, and this is exactly where the mods live now. This is roughly the aesthetic that they get. A lot of you might have a follow-up question. Matt, what's life like now that you're not being held hostage to make these videos? Because you seem super uncomfortable. Thank you. That's a great question. I feel really good. Now that I have a little bit of my freedom back and I'm not like being completely forced to make this type of stuff where it's like fingers on a chalkboard, it feels good. It feels super, super good. So a little bit more freedom, a little bit of just not being forced in like my own little mental jail cell there. It was nice that I was able to pass that off to the mods now, and they're living a little bit in this hell. But with all that being said, I think if you know how to send messages, I'm going to be bored over, like, I have a lot of air time, a lot of air travel, a lot of driving, a lot of flight time over the next couple of days. Please send me your funniest TikToks. I would love it. This is me. I don't know which one my username is. I'm either Matt Kohrs or Matt_Kohrs. Please send me the TikToks that make you laugh so hard you cry. Send that my way. It would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. And you can learn about Snowflake, my one TikTok. Back to potentially some important stuff that let's cover. Apple sues company known for hacking iPhones on behalf of governments. Apple is suing NSO Group, an Israeli firm that sells software to government agencies and law enforcement that enables them to hack iPhones. Amnesty International said earlier this year it discovered a recent model iPhones belonging to journalists and human rights lawyers that had been infected with NSO Group malware. Let's hope that they can take care of that infection relatively soon. Apple said on Tuesday it patched the flaws that enabled the NSO Group malware and would warn iPhone owners who may have been targeting. So just want to give you a couple quotes from Apple. The steps Apple is taking today will send a clear message. In a free society, it is unacceptable to weaponize powerful state-sponsored spyware against innocent users and those who seek to make the world a better place. NSO Group software permits attacking, including from sovereign governments that pay hundreds of millions of dollars to target and attack a tiny fraction of users with information of particular interests to NSO's customers. Now, this sounds all good. And just so you know, Apple said it would donate $10 million as well as any damages from the lawsuit to organizations focusing on fighting digital surveillance. I mean, all these companies do is surveil us. between Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, if you don't think every single microsecond of your life is fully documented by these companies, and if you don't think that they know you better than you know you, this, in my humble opinion, is completely just for show of like, hey, like we don't like that because we would actually crazy. Uh-oh. That timing is weird. Am I still live on Rumble? I am still live on Rumble. Really? YouTube's going to take me down right when I start this? That's suspect. Was I live on Twitch the whole time? Oh, the government's going to take me out one of these days. Or Wall Street or someone. My list of... Oh, I'm back. I don't know where I was at. Folks, this might be news to you, but both whoever your government is and whoever your favorite big tech provider is, they're all fucking you. None of them are immoral. Any of them will do anything to improve their bottom line. They don't care about unity. They care about money. Whatever makes them more money, they're gonna do. Doesn't matter if it's legal, illegal, doesn't matter if it's moral, doesn't matter if it's immoral, doesn't matter. They don't care about being on the right side of history. They care about the next earnings report. How can they improve their bottom line? That's all they care about. Political discourse, reasonable political discourse, no. Political division, yes, please. It drives views, it drives engagement. When people are enraged, it makes them more money. Is this true for Apple? Of course. Is it true for Facebook? Is it true for Snapchat? Is it true for Google? Is it true for all of them? Of course it is. You think any of these people care about the actual truth? Do you think any of these people care about humanity and safety? Absolutely not. They care about one thing and one thing only: their growth, their money. It's so blatantly obvious across everything that they do. Not too long ago, Apple was in like a pissing contest with Facebook, and they were both arguing that they were the one trying to protect their users' data better. And I was like, this is the most like ass backwards argument. The two companies, two of like maybe the top 5 companies in the world who have profited off of users' data the most, like they're arguing, no. Trust us. Trust us. Come here. Come here. We're the safe one. You can trust us. It's insane. You can't trust any of them. Actually, recently, not too long ago, I saw that Dave Lauer was like showing a piece of Facebook, like just some of their data and information of how, like, kind of from a quantitative standpoint, they went out of their way to drive political divide in like the past 2 elections or something along those lines. It was absolutely crazy and disgusting. And then you just like wonder why everyone's at everyone's throats. And it's just totally big tech is just like they have like humanity by the throat, and they're just squeezing and hoping that some dollars pop out. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know what else is crazy? This article that just, where did it go? Right here. So recently, Kat Stryker is a well-known person within the community, and I think she is an absolutely fantastic person. So recently, we had this article, Why a California Bartender Won't Stop Trolling Citadel's Ken Griffin. So this actually so you can find this. I retweeted it from her account. She posted this, that someone wrote a letter to the editor. This is so funny. Last week, published a story regarding a dispute between some retail meme investors and Citadel Securities. The story also covered a related lawsuit. Since that story ran, a federal judge in Florida dismissed the lawsuit. The initial story, however, prompted the following response from Citadel Securities. Kat Stryker is more like, she is like single-handedly screwing with Citadel Securities so much. Like I said, she's the amazing person who's putting together the efforts to raise money for like the billboards, for the planes. She's super, super cool and like balls of steel. She is looking the tiger right in the face in the cage, and she's like not backing down. We believe the November 14th article, Why a California Bartender Won't Stop Trolling Citadel's Ken Griffin, failed to highlight a foundational principle of U.S. equities market structure. The article neglected to make clear that retail investors have benefited significantly from the competition the SEC catalyzed through years of thoughtful regulation. Okay, let's look. To a certain degree, this statement is true, but it's one of those things where it's also, I guess, intellectually dishonest is probably the best way to put it. Has payment for order flow some way or in another gotten a lot of people who would have never been joined in on the market to be in the market? Yes, it has. The same reason why the Wright brothers' first plane got a lot of people to fly. But similar to the Wright brothers, you don't stop at the first plane. You can iterate on that. And we're now finding that there's better methodologies than this extreme amount of payment for order flow. I know I sit here and like we talk about all of this and whatever. Okay, people have choices. If for some reason there's a certain subsect of people that they think payment for order flow is great, okay, whatever. I think a lot of the heart of my argument is there's too much off-exchange trading and there should be more brokerages out there, and I guess regulations to make sure that it's even possible from a competition standpoint where we don't have to have it. So right now, in terms of like new, edgy, millennial, Gen Z based like brokerages, the one I know of that doesn't do payment for order flow is Public. And I'm talking about in the series of new ones. Of course, I know that Fidelity doesn't. You could do lit order routing on Fidelity. You can do it on TD. You can, even if you have E-Trade Pro, you could do it there. You can avoid market makers, payment for order flow on Interactive Brokers. There's a lot of options, but I'm talking about if like the new age ones that are trying to be like edgy and cool, get people in. Webull, Robinhood, payment for order flow. I've been very, very honest about it. But what's weird is I see a lot of people saying, Matt's promoted Webull. Yeah, I have, because I didn't know how bad payment for order flow was. At the start of the year, I didn't even know what payment for order flow was. As soon as I realized what was going on, I stopped. I don't know. It's weird. Like I'll get these like comments of like he's talking. Yeah, we've all supported Webull. All of us. Any of the main people in this world, like in this ape world, at one point or another have supported Webull because they have that affiliate link. You realize what's going on and you're like, oh crap, I made a mistake, and you move on with your life. And it's been months now. Many months, and I was actually the first person to get off of him. Like I was the first person who was promoting Webull to stop promoting Webull. And now I don't think really anyone's promoting it. So that's like a weird argument. But anyway, just trying to be honest, payment for order flow, coming back to this argument of like the Wright brothers, you realize what's going on there and then you fix it. You fix it. And the current system, what I would argue, and this is my own personal takeaways, Citadel Securities doesn't want things to be switched. Why would they? Because they're making billions of dollars in the current system. Retail brokers are legally required to route retail orders based on best execution. Best execution focuses on retail brokers securing the best possible price for its clients, as well as faster and more certain execution, among other factors. So that is also true. They have to do best execution. But the reason why this is a disingenuous argument is the system they've created with the extreme amount of off-exchange trading is they've ensured that they have the best execution, so it follows that legal regulation, when in reality, if we had more of, similar to the Canadian markets, the trade at rule, and we have higher amounts on exchange, there would actually be better execution for everyone. And I'm not just making this up. This is commentary from Gary Gensler himself. I believe he said it in May of this year, 2021, that brokers such as Robinhood, it's gotten so extreme, and they've particularly gone out of their way to accept higher payment for order flow in exchange for worse execution. And it was to such a degree that it would have actually been better relative to actually a brokerage that had paid commission. Like you would have been better off. That's how extreme Robinhood's got. And the reason why Citadel Securities and similar parties can continue down this pathway is because they've widened the spread so much by the fact that they've segmented all of retail trading off of lit exchanges, that when you're using it relative to what they've damaged on the lit exchange, you're like, yeah, no, we improved it. So the relative improvement, the way we're measuring it, is actually like so incredibly damaged by the fact of what's going on. It's a structural problem. Citadel Securities' ability to execute a significant percentage of retail trading volume is the result of the enormous investment we have made to develop superior analytics technology and risk management systems. Our commitment to providing retail investors the best execution across all market conditions saved those investors in equities and options over $3 billion in 2020 when compared to the national best bid and offer. That's the exact problem. The national best bid and offer. Folks, that's like me comparing my thick thighs to people who've never been on a stair stepper once. Does Matt have thicker thighs than a person who has never worked out their thighs in their life? It's just like, it's a really shitty relative comparison. It's very much dishonest. They've made this argument. It sounds good to people who are uninformed. Like, oh, wait, hang on, compared to the national best bid and offer. That's the entire point of what people like myself and Dave Lauer have been saying, is they're the ones who have ruined the national best bid and offer. And it isn't just me. Gary Gensler, coming back, and this is a good person to use because he's the SEC chairman, has even said that the NBBO, the National Best Bid and Offer, is an antiquated measurement model. We shouldn't be using it because the extreme amount of off-exchange trading has ruined that as a measurement model. A thorough explanation of equity market structure, including a more nuanced description of the best execution obligation, would have made clear the enormous advantages our markets confer upon retail investors. That's just silly. That's super, super silly. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like you're in the desert and you need water, you need food, and you're crawling. You're dying. The sun's beating on you. You're hot. You're sweating up a storm. And Citadel Securities drives up like a water truck in the movie Holes, and they're like, "Here's a cup of water. This cup of water is the enormous advantages our markets confer upon retail investors. Hey, here's a cup of water. We're sorry that you're dying in a desert." When in reality, they have an entire truck of water and they could actually assist you, but they choose not to. So relative to dying in a desert, is it better? Yeah. But could things be even better than your one lousy cup of water? Also, obviously, yes, they're the one driving the water truck. It's never a bad time to fit in a nice Shia LaBeouf Holes metaphor in there. But most importantly, shout out to Kat. What a badass. Kat is a straight up badass. You should definitely check out this article. Check out her Twitter. She's legit. She ain't messing around. Where else am I? Diaz, shout out. Hey, Matt, how's Rico? LOI. I have some ally puts, bought them today at 50, expired 12/17. You just don't want the breakout above 51. Like, you want to make sure, because like that would be some bullish action. I agree. It's recently been bearish. You want a lower high that to continue, because you said ally puts bought them at 50 and they expired 12/17. Yeah, you just want to make sure it doesn't actually get above 51 and like close above that. Thoughts on Jasminecoin? No clue. I have not heard of that one before. Haircut looks great. Let me know when your girlfriend breaks your heart. The artsy car. Thunder Thighs was my nickname in high school. I wrote bareback. I like it. What's going on, artsy cart? Your sword is so thick, its horizon has a curvature. What's going on, Brendan? What did you think about adding high dividend ETF QYLD, NUSI, and JPI to a long-term portfolio? I've been reading a lot about them. Dark Horse, I would have to see the composition of those three ETFs, adding high dividend. So usually dividend, high dividend, that type of stuff. Dividends, with how insane tech growth has been recently, dividends have like lost a little bit of their luster, just not as exciting. But if you think like tech is about to take more of an issue, especially if you're paying attention to inflation and bonds and interest rates, could be a legitimate fundamental play. Matt, you're still a basement dweller, just much better than before. Oh boy, oh boy. Steampunk, you have to follow me for me to send you TikToks. Back when you said send me that sketch you did on TikTok, I tried, but also alas could not. Oh, wait, so you can't send TikToks if we don't follow each other? Who makes up those rules? As you can tell, I rarely use TikTok. Harambe equals greatest ape of all time. I agree. I think the second greatest one is George from the Rock movie, like the albino one. That's the second greatest. If there's one thing we can agree on, frick the SHF and the government. Daft Punk said it. Television rules the nation. A lot of songs, they don't really care about us. MJ, we buy, we hold them. Did you used to work for Simon Whistler because he locks his employees in the basement as well? Your suit is so thick it has a horizon as a curvature. What's up, thick thigh Matt? Oh, is Robin Hood finally dying? I hope so. Yeah, I think it hit a new all-time low today. Yes, it did, of 26 and a half roughly. Area Moscow man demands trust and sibling status before being sick in car and rooting you in Gregham. Call Kenny G and tell him we are coming back. Hashtag AMC duck. That's false. It's a setting. Oh. Well, I guess I need to change the setting. Okay. TikTok. 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 TikTok.
It's fucking okay to get
Whoa.
fucking fat.
Someone's yelling. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. The first TikTok that popped up was an army one. I was getting yelled at. All right, that was very, very loud. My apologies. All right, where are my settings? Settings, privacy, private account. No. Desktop, probably not. Push notifications. Interactions, is it in that? My preferences, likes, comments, new followers, mentions. Privacy, push notifications, manage account. I don't see an option where, can people send me stuff? Yeah, I have no messages. Oh, messages. Friends. Who can send you messages? My options are either friends or no one. Well, how do I make it so anyone can send me messages? That's not cool. Will you be watching the Kohrs interview? Yeah. I will be. So unfortunately, I don't know how to switch it to like everyone can send me stuff. Are you going to play the interview? Yeah, once again, the interview, but we still have about 10 minutes to my understanding. And we have they're playing ads right now. The army guy, you were supposed to have potential. I do like this idea of like you guys being able to send me your funniest TikToks and we can do live reacts. It feels like it could make the sad days more enjoyable. At what time is Cojones messing up Gasparino? In 10 minutes. 10 minutes Eastern. I have everyone as an option. Not sure. Come on. Do I need to do it from my phone app? Settings. Settings. Clear. Switch account. Family. Ads. No. Dark mode. Oh, of course I want dark mode. Good. Push notifications. I'm on my phone app. Do I just click on inbox? Messages? No. Direct messages. How does... I'm not a TikToker, folks. Nope. It has to be somewhere. Manage account. Email. Password. Switch to a business account. Am I a business? Privacy, direct messages, everyone. Privacy, direct messages. Yeah, I don't have it. So maybe I need a business account. Manage account. Switch to a business account. Sure, I feel like a business. What am I? Arts and crafts, automotive, baby, beauty, education and trading, finance and investing. Perfect. Skip. All right, now let's see if it works. Privacy, privacy, privacy. Nope, privacy policy. Where was that? Privacy, direct messages. Privacy, direct messages. Now I don't even see that. Well, this privacy, direct messages. No, I still don't have an everyone option. I have friends and no one. All right, I'll have to figure that out later. We'll figure it out later. But hey, at least in these shenanigans, AMC is back above 39. GME's at 216. Loopring is still strong. Loopring hit $3.50. I think Loopring might be on its way to an all-time high. I think they took it away. Oh. Why aren't we all friends? Yeah, I mean, I would just start accepting everyone as a friend. I don't get it. I don't get it. Is AVAX still ripping? AVAX is looking good. Ethereum bouncing. Bitcoin a little bit behind. Wouldn't entertainment be a better idea as a tag for all of us, particularly ahead of Thanksgiving? Sad day cost me $0 a hold. I like where your head's at. Not a hedge fund. I agree with you, Burns. Entertainment would be a better idea. Might be too personal, but do you use an LLC? Lots of tax advantages in your LLC earns income and pays your license for your likeness. Ask a CPA. Yeah, I'm not like a sole proprietorship. I am a business. A lot of you might look at me and you're like, is that a human? No, I am a business. I am. What's that? How's that saying go? Like, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. Like, there's a comma in there. Like, I'm a business man. Maybe it'll make more sense if I change it with my voice.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man.
I think that really drove home. I think it drove home the point right there. Matt Z. Is that who said it? Jay-Z? What a philosopher. He gets it. He gets it. In a certain way, if I change my voice that much, I probably come to his like proper octave. All right. On Ethereum has already been rejected. All right. We are getting close. We're about 5 minutes out. I don't want to miss a second of it. I'm just waiting for a couple minutes. Oh, where else are we at? I'm a wrestler. You go into IPO on Robinhood exclusively. People can buy equity into the Matt Kohrs brand just on Robinhood. Do you know how much that joke would go over the head of people who hate me? Like, they would just not in any way see the comedy in that, and they would lose their mind. They would absolutely lose their mind. I think some of my jokes, I'm a very sarcastic person, as a lot of you have figured out, and as a lot of you seem to come back and want more of. But some of the people in this world don't get my deadpan sarcasm, and they think I'm serious. And there's nothing more funny in the world to me than people who think I'm serious when it's obviously everyone knows it's a joke except for them. It's like such a Karen attitude towards it all. What did I post? I posted a picture of like my face on the guy from Panic at the Disco. And that was one of my thumbnails. Like, it was a couple months ago. I had a Panic at the Disco because I used the word panic in my thumbnail. And when I tweeted it out, I said, if you don't get this reference, like, you're too young or something like that, or you're too old, or I think I probably said you're too young, because whatever. We were all an angsty teen at once, and we all like Panic at the Disco. And right away, some Karen came out of the woodwork and like, this is exactly the problem in the ape community. There's so many people who are trying to separate, and you shouldn't be using an age as one of those factors. And I didn't even know how to respond to it, besides the fact that it made it even more funny that they thought I was being serious. All right, Kohrs. All right, doing the hard reload. Let's get going. I know you guys can't hear it yet. I will. Charlie breaks it next. The claiming countdown. All right, now we're just going to ads. It's very loud. Very loud. 10 ads. That can't be fair. That can't be legal. Where else are we at? Are we going back to our angsty days? Those were the fun days. Right-leaning folks click on financial advice, lefties on entertainment. AMC or GME trending has become annoying to people outside echo chambers. Apes evolve into flawed humans with funny videos. Lot of new eyes, make them laugh, work backwards from there. That's from Burns. FYI, there is not a ticker for thick yet. THIC. Love it. Thick coin, the people's coin. Is that what we need, folks? Should we make our own cryptocurrency? Accepted at all moon gang establishments, thick coin. And then whenever it goes up, it's never appreciating in value. It's just getting extra girth. And then if it's losing value, it looks like oddly skinny. I think we could revolutionize all of finance. We just need the thick coin. Man, my thick coin is getting real girthy. Oh, folks. It's okay. As long as I'm laughing at it. We do this. The ramblings of someone who's quickly losing their tether. Diving into the abyss of mental insanity. It's definitely deflationary. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're waiting, folks. A lot of people I think are just tuning in. Yes, we are. We're waiting for this thing to rock. Let me reload it again. Sometimes we can get back to the normal ads. All right. Let's get the volume where it should be. Don't be like Chad. Here, for legal purposes, I can't have the ad, so I will actually do the ad lib for you of what the ads are. Because hey, when you're running an ad, you need an ad. Hi, if you're looking for, all right, this one's actually over. I'll have to inform you of the next ad. Hi, my name is Bob, and life hasn't been going the best for me. And recently, I found out that there's great communities on MySpace. Please join MySpace. People like me have found awesome communities where you could connect with whoever you want to connect with. I have found groups for cat sitting. I have found groups for Panic at the Disco, and I have even found groups for cat sitting while listening to Panic at the Disco. Join me, Bob. Vault Health. What is this one? This is wild. Hi, I'm scared. I've been in this basement for 18 months. Please help me out. Oh, we cannot allow that, Nancy. We cannot allow you at all. Please help me. I am being forced to film this. Please help. Oh, I'm finally get out. What the hell is this commercial? This can't be a legal one. What? She's like, I was forced to learn taxidermy to create that. Black Friday. Get your own honey badger taxidermy project. What's next? I love these ads. I miss out on ads. That's the biggest thing I miss about streaming is I just miss all the ads. Focus
Remember
up.
Macaulay Culkin's famous look of astonishment on his Home Alone movie poster image? Okay, that's what AMC Entertainment's 1,740% run-up this year looks like. One of the biggest propellants has been this epic battle between the Wall Street short sellers betting against the stock versus the AMC apes, or retail investors who have banded together, determined to buy up the stock and squeeze the shorts. But if they were to completely eliminate those betting AMC would fail, could that trigger the departure of the ape army as well. We bring in now Mark Kohrs. He is a former short seller who's come up with a unique proposal for AMC investors, along with Charlie Gasparino. Mark, welcome. Charlie, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Mark, I want to say this. I've never received so many comments like, don't have this dude on your show. And I will say this. I hate cancel culture. And I think what you're saying is an important piece to this AMC puzzle. So I'm just going to hand it to you, pal. Tell me what you're proposing.
First of all, Charlie and Liz, thanks for having me on. Really, the thing that ticked me off and got me started on this was January 28th, which was when the buy button was pulled for a few stocks out there. I thought that was unprecedented. I thought it was wrong. I thought it was illegal. And a lot of people really got screwed in that moment. Individuals, Joe Sixpack, if you will. And my lawyer wrote a letter to the Senate and Congress. I was on numerous podcasts saying this is just absolutely outrageous. And it really bothered me that people did not focus on how bad these individuals were screwed on that day. It was terrible. So I sort of let my anger die down a little bit, and I filmed a movie in Portland a couple months ago. And the Mulligan brothers, who are doing a documentary on this, were telling me the stories, these horrific stories of how these people got absolutely destroyed when the buy button was pulled.
But then they made some money on it too, though, didn't they? They did okay afterwards.
Some people may have made. A lot of people lost life-changing money, and I was just outraged by this. I was just sickened by it, and I said, you know, the mainstream media has forgotten these people.
And that's why you joined the ape movement, more or less. Is that correct?
I'm not in any movement. I'm a lone wolf. I have me, myself, and
so
me.
What's your proposal, Mark?
Well, let me just finish with this. So this was bothering me. So I've been involved and been an investor in Overstock for more than 4 years, and it was controversial when I bought Overstock, but it's up 10 times. And Overstock owns something called T0, which is an alternative trading system, and you can trade something called security tokens on that platform. So my proposal was to come with an NFT, a souped-up NFT, which would be a security token. NFTs are popular these days, and an NFT with utility, whether it's free popcorn or movie passes or a special golden ticket, would be dividended out to AMC holders. And I think, one, you would provide value to them. Two, it would be something else and a revolutionary thing for T0 to trade. And I think you would finally clean up the mess and the stock loan mess, which is known as Wall Street.
Right. And if there is naked short selling, I just want to unpack this a little bit for the viewers. In naked short selling, because people would want to get their hands on that NFT, right? The shorts would have to cover, and you would know if they're covering or if they're not covering. And so, to me, that's a fascinating plan. What does Adam Aron say about it, the CEO? Have you had any contact with him about this?
So, a couple weekends ago, on my way to Spain, I sent Adam Aron some emails. Someone, Pachter at Wedbush, who's a pal of mine, introduced me to Adam Aron. He said, here's his email, here's his phone number. I only sent him, I think, 5 emails back and forth.
Right.
And he said he'd think about it. And then when the fire drill, which was last week, came, Adam Aron sent me an email and said that he wants me to stand down. He doesn't want me contacting him, and that's that. So if he doesn't want to hear from me.
Does it go away, this plan?
Well, I think the plan could be used for anybody. I mean, I think the plan's a great plan, and I think really the plan's a great idea. And the only thing I've taken in the last week is abuse personally, but no one has said anything negative.
Well,
no one has said anything about the plan.
Mark,
it's part of the game when you're involved with AMC.
It is, but Mark, you know, putting forth this kind of token is not necessarily illegal, but securities laws require that you actually have a legitimate business purpose for it, and you've created this record, whether it's on Twitter or these podcasts, that your business effort is to kill the short sellers. That's not a legitimate business focus to launch something like this. So aren't you opening up AMC to litigation if you were to pursue this?
Well, first of all, Liz, what you're saying is 100% false. I've never said that, and I never said it was something to squeeze the shorts. I mean, I'm a short seller at heart, and I know the heavy price those people pay,
right?
Especially when you do it legitimately. When you do it non-legitimately and you play around, and market makers short on downticks and blow the SSR rule, you have a problem. My main thing with the STO is there's an economic interest involved. I mean, hell, today Macy's said they want to NFT balloons from the parade.
I know, everybody's doing it. Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think what you said was a secondary outcome could be this sort of short squeeze. The primary outcome is to create value. But I need to ask you one quick question before they give me the wrap here. Amid all this stuff, and you've immersed yourself in AMC, you're obviously a shareholder in it as well right now. Yeah. Do you really think that there's market manipulation, that Citadel Securities is, doing stuff to screw with the company? Listen, as an investigative reporter, I want to believe that because I want to break that story. I can find no evidence. It doesn't make any sense.
Charlie, I have a lot of evidence. I've had a lot of people come to me on the past 9 months. I think payment for order flow should be illegal. It's illegal in Canada, Australia, the UK. And Citadel is a crafty outfit. They're 5 times smarter than Goldman ever was. And these guys are rascals.
Well, everybody on Wall Street's a rascal, though. That's come on.
Well, let the retailers be rascals too.
Charlie, you and I aren't rascals. I mean, I think the main thing is these people need a voice. And I want you to come on and do a Spaces call with me, Charlie. I want you to talk.
I answer to a higher authority.
Yeah, me.
I think it's called Liz Claim.
Liz, you can come on too. And I think Charlie needs to talk to these people to understand exactly what has gone on.
We shall
And I think you guys then judge for yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
We got to run.
Thanks,
Mark
Mark.
Kohrs, thank you very much. We are coming right back.
Yeah. No, I processed it. I think I did what any good therapist out there would say to do is that. Maybe you shouldn't go with your first instinct. Maybe you shouldn't freak out and yell. Calm, cool, collected. I keep it in. I gave you could time that right there. I gave it. I lit that process. I wouldn't say right away he went off and freaked out. Like, I think I showed therapeutically appropriate amount of time before saying anything. And that's all we have to do. Going into that, this is like a big part, in my opinion. And this is raw. Maybe I'm interpreting this wrong, but maybe some of you noticed it. It's there. It's so fake. It's so smiley. It's a facade of trying. What did he say? I'm an investigative journalist. What are you talking about? You're an investigative journalist? This is a quote from Gasparino. Do you know who else doesn't have payment for order flow? North Korea. Does that sound like an investigative journalist? Someone who's unbiased in it? Like, that's so stupid. And even they're laughing, they're smiling, and it's never getting to the heart of it. And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have at this community is there are people who have very serious things. This STO, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know much about it. I've been looking into it. I've been trying to learn more. And whether it's good or not, at least we should be able to discuss it. There should be an open, serious debate where people bring the facts and the evidence, the pros and the cons, and we try to figure out what's going on. But other than that, it was just like a smiles thing. Gasparino, as soon as someone comes out there and discusses it, and we even see it a little bit with Liz Clayman, it's a completely different attitude. Everyone's like big and tough until someone actually shows up and it's like, all right, like, what do you have? Like, let's actually talk about it. And their tone and their attitude changes like literally right in front of your face. So odd, super, super odd. Like I said, to reiterate, I don't know much about this STO thing. I know enough that it should at least be discussed. I know it can't go through for the pure aspect of like, if we do this, squeeze happening. To my understanding, and I'm no lawyer, that seems to be not allowed. You cannot do something for the sheer purpose of squeezing shorts. If the purpose is for free popcorn, you get a discount on tickets, and you want to get like a continual share count, all right, that's some utility there, and I'm sure the lawyers have to argue about it. You can't implement something with the sheer goal of attempting to get a squeeze to happen. That sounds super illegal to my understanding of like the little bit I've looked into it. So like anything that's happened over the past year now, there's good theories, there's good hypotheses. They should be tested. We should see if any of these concepts hold water. If they do, awesome. Let's explore it more. If they don't, let's forget about it. Let's move on to the next one. But overarching, this concept of mainstream media of, oh, they're so stupid, they don't know what they're talking about, let's laugh. Like it's such a like a egotistical asshole vibe of just like, we know what's going on. We're the media. We have better connections to Wall Street. We're going to tell you what's what, and you better listen to us. It's such a like a pompous fucking thing to do, and it's so degrading. It's so incredibly degrading. But with it, a lot of things were said. A lot of words were exchanged. It wasn't the fireworks of people fighting that we thought it was going to be. It was more so of, it felt like a bunch of nothing. It felt like Mark couldn't get into what he was trying to explain. I feel like we haven't learned more about STOs than we previously knew. So a lot of words to get us essentially to the end, like where really we started. It feels like we went in a big circle, and I guess a lot of the times that's what you get with mainstream media. But with it, I don't know. I hope I have a little bit of hope that maybe one day all of them will join a Twitter space call and they could have more of a longer form discussion. Maybe we get some lawyers in there, what is and isn't legal. We could get some Wall Street enthusiasts and experts in there, what is and isn't appropriate from the Wall Street side. We need additional education. We need additional conversation. You cannot get through these complex subjects in a mere few minutes, especially when you have people who just have a smug asshole attitude and aren't really, in my opinion, seeking truth. Anyway, ding, ding, ding. The casino is closed. AMC 39.16, GME 2.14, Loopring still looking good. PROG at basically $4, $3.99. Folks, the casino is closed for Tuesday, November 23rd. What you need to know is tomorrow I will not be streaming. I have to go to my family's Thanksgiving. On actual Thanksgiving, I have to go to my completely real girlfriend's Thanksgiving. And then on Friday, I have to get my butt on a plane and get down to the great state of Texas for one of my best friend's wedding. So I will be posting content. I'll be my best to post content still, but I can't stream for the remainder of the week. And then next week, obviously on Monday, I will return to streaming. So that being said, no more streaming for the remainder of the week, but still posting content. I'll be doing my best to get out the update videos and everything related to that. If you want to rewatch that interview with Mark Kohrs, it'll be on Kohrs Light in a mere few minutes. Don't forget to check that out. If you're listening on Rumble right now, shout out. I appreciate the Rumble the Royal Rumble fam, and shout out to also the Twitch fam over there. And of course, everyone hanging out on YouTube right now. I very much appreciate all of your support. You guys mean more to me than you could ever imagine, more than I could possibly ever have the words to articulate to all of you. I wish you a fun, happy, healthy Thanksgiving with all of your family, whether you're rocking it with a big fam or just going solo. I hope you have a fun, relaxing time. Sometimes you need to take advantage of these days to just relax, recharge, and we can come back to the market on Monday and then ride it out and hopefully get that Santa rally until the end of the year. But it's been a crazy year. Take advantage of the times when you can unplug, get away from social media, let some of the drama die out, and enjoy time with your friends, family, whether you're watching some holiday movies, whether you're watching some football, whether you're watching some amazing cinematic films such as Nicolas Cage's National Treasure, whatever it is, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic time. I will be catching you soon. As always, thank you for the support. And most importantly, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.